Hello, everyone. My name is Cassidy Parks. I am an intern for Center for Sustainable Future at Indiana University South Bend, and I'm working on a banned styrofoam initiative for the IUSB campus. In this presentation, I will be educating you on not only what styrofoam is, but the dangers and also the pros of styrofoam. I also will let you know about what I'm hoping to implement on campus rather than styrofoam and let you know a little bit about the petition that has been circling through campus. So, what is styrofoam? So styrofoam is made out of styrene, which is a petroleum-based product, and then through polymerization, styrene is refined into polystyrene, and then a hydrofluorocarbon agent is added to make a foam board. So I had no idea what any of these chemical makeups were until I looked into what styrofoam really is. So we're putting our food into all of these big, large chemicals that we don't even know what they contain or how they can be harmful to us, which they very well can be. So to switch over gears just a little bit, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of styrofoam. So the pros is it's extremely cheap. If you were a food provider, would you choose a 8 to 10 cent box or 30 to 35-cent box? Also, coming along with styrofoam, it maintains temperature. So that's why you see a lot of coffee shops with coffee cups and like hot chocolate and stuff like that. Maintains that hot cup of coffee for longer than a paper cup would. Also, styrofoam is super light, easy, and convenient. With competitors with styrofoam, such as a composable box, it can pose an issue with it being a little bit less, more flimsy, and it could be deemed less convenient than styrofoam is. So, if you are a food care provider, you're going to make what's best for your company, especially if you don't know the dangers of styrofoam and nobody else knows the dangers of styrofoam on that campus. And to shift over, the cons of styrofoam is it's not recyclable in our area. It is recyclable in some areas, but it is not a feasible option to recycle styrofoam on a college campus, especially if you follow the protocol and want it to actually be recycled. And when it is burned, it releases a harmful styrene chemical. That is a pollutant in the air, and also it can be a pollutant to our body. Styrene is known to cause cancer, so when you get that stir fry at school and it leaves that imprint on the bottom, that means that styrene chemical was released into your food. Disgusting to think about, right? And it also takes up a lot of space in landfills. And our landfills are already overcrowded as it is, therefore, it's kind of counterproductive to keep adding more styrofoam that's taking up a lot of space. And it's also really bad for the animals. When I visited the Everglades about a year and a half ago, the alligator population is rapidly declining. This is due to the styrofoam that's floating around in the Everglades. Alligators, it was a shock to me, I had no idea, are attracted to white items. So they're eating that styrofoam that's floating around in the waterways. They're eating it, they're getting really sick, and they're passing away. So styrofoam is a direct cause for the alligator population to be declining in the Everglades. So I'm going to switch and talk a little bit about Aussie containers, which is an alternative that I have been looking into and working very closely with this entire semester. Aussie is a company that is for the planet. These green containers are reusable up to 150 times, dishwasher safe, microwavable safe. They use green products to make these that are super good for the planet. Also, when its life cycle is over, it is compostable. So that's super cool, really good for the planet, and overall a great choice for our campus. I could see this being a little bit an issue for, let's say, IU Bloomington because there's so much eateries, but at IU South Bend we have, 3 places to eat, and the grill is the main place that most people do eat. So I see this being a great option. If we were to get the machine, it would stay right in there. The cost is $5 per student. I'm trying to get that cost eliminated, and it very well could be eliminated. Um, and you can use it all 4 years. You can keep it. You can take it with you to different restaurants and of that sort, which I think is super awesome. I do it all the time. I get nothing but compliments too. I also looked into Philippe, which is a plate and tray system made out of leaves from India. It is also student run, so that's a plus. Also, it is super cool. It's just not something that I have focused as much on, but I have looked into and is a super cool product. And I understand that not everyone's going to be able to switch to Aussie if it does cost money. And we're going to have visitors. So I have talked to Sodexo, which is the provider of our food on campus, and they are willing to switch to this compostable container for guests and people that do not want to buy the Aussie container. So lastly, if I educated you a little bit more about Styrofoam, please take the time to sign the petition. It does show your support for this switch, and I really hope that this was beneficial for your education on Styrofoam and why we should get rid of it on the Indiana University South Bend's campus. Thank you.